the second video from my Dragon Age Inquisition Let's Play
We are heading into the valley.
series to cover some topics I talked about in the last video. I am going to split these videos kind of into two sections. One of entirely main quests, like main story videos, and side quest videos. So that way people who only want to watch the main quest stuff can do that. They have that option. And people who want to delve a little deeper and watch some of the side quest stuff also have that option.
The pulses are coming faster now.
Just as a little reminder, I'm not going to talk during cutscenes, so that way it does not ruin the cutscenes. I just, for people who are watching this video and will not actually play the game, I want them to be able to experience of the game in its entirety, and if I talk during cutscenes, that'll ruin it.
Stay behind me.
For those of you that don't remember, I did choose to be an archer in this playthrough because it's the class I played the least. My first was a rogue, and I played that rogue, dual-wield rogue, so I played that a lot, and I played warrior and mage both a lot. So I decided not to go with any of those options this go around. I'm hoping by probably the third video, maybe the fourth, to be kind of out of the intro part of this game, because I'm still kind of in the intro part. You don't get free roam for a while in this game.
Drop your weapon now.
If you're going to lead me through a demon-infested valley, you'll have to trust me.
Give me one reason to trust you.
Because my life is on the line.
You're right. I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be defenseless. I should remember you did not attempt to run.
I do have an idea of where I want this to end today, where I want this video to end, so I am trying to rush to that point, because when I did a test run for this video, I did not make it. So if this video feels rushed, it's not because I didn't plan the video out, it's because I'm attempting to get to a certain point in the hope that, like I said, by the end of the third video I will be out of this sort of intro portion of the game, so I can get down to actually free roaming and doing more fun aspects of this game. Because the intro, it is very important. It sets up the entire pace of the game and the entire central theme of the game, but it is definitely not by any means the most fun part of the game. So I will try to rush through this as much as I can, while still trying to pick up loot and all of that good stuff. But I'd really like to get to the point in this game where I'd plan to. So.
Up on the hill. It attacks from a distance.
To give some gameplay tips for Dragon Age Inquisition, because I am playing on Nightmare, so if anyone else intends to play on Nightmare if they play this game, I do not suggest you play on Nightmare your first go around at all, but if you do choose to play on Nightmare your first crack at this game, I would be a sword and shield warrior like Cassandra is there. You'll have a lot better survivability rate than if you are an archer or a mage. This game will get very boring if you die consistently every mission. It will kind of suck, especially boss fights, because there are some boss fights in this game that survivability as a sword and shield warrior, which is has the high survivability rate in the game, is still difficult. So once again, I don't suggest playing Nightmare at all, but if you do play Nightmare, definitely don't play a mage or a archer rogue. You will have a very hard time at your first crack at this game if you choose to use that combination of playstyle. Be very difficult indeed. As far as this, like my playstyle and this intro goes, it's not really that important because nothing's really too difficult. Really all I'm worrying about now is making sure that Cassandra is taking a blunt of the damage, like the majority of the damage, and I'm kind of avoiding it and doing lots of damage to keep Cassandra from having to deal with a large amount of damage over time. I will go more into depth how I approach combat once I get out of this intro section, and I can actually customize weapons, equipment, my party, and everyone I go with. But right now it's really not that important, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it in these first couple videos. These first couple videos is more about the story and showing you guys kind of how Dragon Age Inquisition sets up its story. After this fight here, there is a very important cutscene, so I will definitely not talk during that one, and you will definitely want to pay attention to that cutscene. It's one of those moments that shows something very important to the story. And there we go.
Quickly, before more come through!
What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
I closed that thing. How?
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass-deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
That's a nice crossbow you have there.
Ah, isn't she? Bianca and I have been through a lot together.
You named your crossbow Bianca.
Of course. And she'll be great company in the valley.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
How did you do that?
Healing magic and minor wards. But I fear your mark is now past the point where those will help you. Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is no mage. Indeed, I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well... Bianca's excited.
Those cutscenes are
This way, down
considerably
the bank.
long.
The road ahead is blocked.
We must move quickly.
At some point I will explain, I'm not going to do it in this video, but at some point I will explain Varric's background and Cassandra's background because they were in Dragon Age 2, the game before this.
Demons ahead.
Varric was heavily involved in the game, and Cassandra was slightly indirectly involved. She was not a main character by any means, but she was enough that I will eventually explain her story and how she fits into that game. and kind of how that folds over into this one. I will say now that I have a full party, I do sometimes like to move in and out of my characters, so that way if they have abilities that are ready, that they're not using, I can use them. So I will, especially in harder fights, I do jump around characters quite frequently, especially once the party members I've chosen, once I can choose my party members. That way I have a lot more flexibility and who is with me. It makes the game considerably easier and considerably more fun, because you can essentially play 4 different characters in this game. That's how I play. One which is highly customizable, your own, and then 3 others that are set. Their abilities aren't necessarily set in stone, but they're pretty customizable as far as what you can do and can't do with them. But they definitely do have, their characters definitely do have a path that they were probably designed to take, but you can go against it somewhat if you choose to. Though not trying to ruin anything for later on. There are specializations in this game that so they're like each individual class, like archer, dual wield, rogue, warrior, mage, whatever. But then there are subclasses that give your class a multitude of different abilities that are considerably different from all other subclasses. Those are set in stone for side characters that you can be, but I think there's one for each. Like each subclass, you have a follower that has each subclass. So it's pretty easy to choose your party and who you want to be your heir and how you want to use your team. This will be the last thing I do in this video, closing this rift. This is the point I was talking about earlier that I wanted to get to. It's a very good stopping point, and it kind of shows you a really important part of the game, which is closing rifts. They are usually considerably harder than that. First of all, there's usually at least 2 spawns, 2 waves of enemies to kill in order to close a rift, but for this first one, you only have 1 group to kill. So also, before I end this video, I am going to show you the upgrade system for my own character. The side characters I will do probably off out of this video by myself because they're not as important. I am going to start with Subterfuge. That's where I'm going to add my first point, because of playing in Nightmare difficulty. Subterfuge will help me with survivability, so it's going to be what I drop a lot of experience points into. This is definitely going to be my first point I use, because it reduces threat, so I will be attacked less often. And like I said, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I know that this video was late. It was supposed to, I said I was going to put these videos up every Friday, and I did not put it up the Friday over Easter weekend, but that was because of family stuff going on and a lot of issues that I had to deal with that prevented me from being able to spend the time needed to think about and create a video. So I do apologize for that, but they will be coming on Fridays from this point on. They will be every Friday, and I will have a video on Thursdays as well. This week it will be Call of Duty Advanced Warfare uplink tips or playthrough. Gameplay, I'm not specifically sure. But that's going to be it for this video. This is Golden Banjo signing off. Thanks, guys.